Welcome to the Retro 21 Studios podcast. I'm your host, M Squared. This is the Patreon edition. This is an abbreviated podcast that provides an opportunity for me to ask for your generous support of the Retro 21 Studios podcast focused around artificial intelligence, AI. I'd like to continue to bring the shows forward, bring on guests, and your support is going to help that happen. So what's happening behind the scenes? There's, of course, the operating expenses by way of the various tools that I use. There's a annual subscriber fee that goes into play. So that's the operating fees. And there's others as well, as far as the web hosting. And you guys get it. We're all web savvy. We're all familiar with the internet and some of the costs associated with those services. I'd like to expand the research. And part of that research not only involves personal time to dig into some of the trends and what's happening in AI. For instance, I just registered for a course through Berkeley. It's a 6-week exercise, and it really walks us through the various aspects of AI. And what I'm looking for is the strategy piece. How do you look at a particular enterprise in light of all the changes and what's transpiring in the world of AI? And how do you apply that to your business strategy? Where's the cost benefit? How do you increase value for your customers? How do you improve efficiency? Are there ways to optimize the operations? So with so many tools coming down the pipeline, it'll be interesting to gain a perspective, at least an academic perspective, as to what the current thinking is. I signed up for the Berkeley course, and my inbox is now full of other academic institutions presenting their offerings. For instance, I had a call yesterday from Oxford, and Oxford has a course in AI and business strategy. And I explained to the person that I just signed up at Berkeley, give me 6 weeks and I'll look into the Oxford course. I've taken courses through Berkeley before. They're fantastic. I took the blockchain series in cryptocurrency. So that was amazing. In this case, I'll do the business strategy around AI through Berkeley. And then if I take the MIT, the Stanford, or the Oxford, I'll take a different variant, similar to how this show is being presented, where we're covering the broad spectrum around AI. So we're having lots of conversation around cannabis as a gateway to ag tech. We've talked to medical professionals and other scientists, and that trend will continue. So the other courses that I'm looking at is FinTech, financial technology, and AI, and all of the programs offer these variants. And there's also the one I'm really excited about is AI in medicine and healthcare, and just some of what's happening in there. Again, an explosion of knowledge, an explosion of information. I mentioned in the conversation with Nate Linseth, the pastor, around the AI sermon, and medical diagnostics popped up. I use that as an example where AI is being used to help diagnose illnesses and recommendations for treatment. So that's huge. Another area that I'm really interested in is the prison industrial complex. There was a big wave over the past couple of years with the Innocence projects. And every time I look at my Facebook page, there's someone after DNA evidence or witness recantation of testimony that they were getting out because they didn't commit the crime. And you're looking at it and they serve 15, 20 years. And so it would be interesting to look at how AI is or can play a role in that arena. And I actually looked at that area in the not too distant past. I believe it's a couple of individuals out of Michigan, and they were looking at some predictive analytics and a way in which to come up with some sort of determinative to figure out the likelihood of guilt or innocence. So that's something that would be awesome to take another look at. Your support is definitely going to help in this arena. The other area is the conferences. Last week, there was the AI Summit, and it was in San Francisco. I could go down to San Francisco, but I was able to sign up for the virtual session. It was extremely informative. It was well put together. The guest speakers were phenomenal. one of the upcoming episodes, I'll dig into that particular AI summit, and it was hosted by Databricks. So I'd like to continue that trend, and your support will be greatly appreciated. So check out the Patreon page, donate whatever you can. If there's topics of interest, if there's folks that you want to see interviewed on the Retro 21 Studios podcast, go ahead and log into the Retro 21 Studios website. If you want to get in touch, just reach out, send an email to admin@retro21studios.com. Please take a peek at our Patreon page, provide whatever you can. One of the big pieces that I'm excited about is the Retro 21 Studios Micro Summits. So there's a Micro Summit coming up next week where I'll actually have an opportunity to record with two industry experts around artificial intelligence and cannabis. It's really holding true, cannabis as a gateway to agricultural technology. If there's technology that improves plant health, the level of productivity, the yields, then that technology, those techniques can be applied to other agricultural products. And so I'm really excited about that. To put these micro summits together, there's cost involved. There's cost involved in everything that we do. So I definitely ask your support. I also have sponsorship opportunities. If there's areas that you're passionate about, you have input that you want to get out there as far as an industry trend, maybe it's personal expertise or area that your company is specializing in, please take a look at the sponsorship page. We're bringing on two powerhouses in the industry, and they're going to shine a light on what's transpiring in the world of cannabis. And that show will air July 25th. So please stay tuned for that. When it comes out, pump the show on your channels. So our two guests, the first is Dr. Lisa Pickney. And Dr. Pickney is the CEO and founder of the Neo Management Group. Dr. Pickney is a healthcare expert and educator skilled in entrepreneurship. Dr. Pickney has vast experience in business, laboratory sciences, quality and program management, regulatory compliance, and auditing. She previously worked at DHHS and the FDA, the American Red Cross, and Apotex Incorporated, and serves as the president of TrueLeave, Georgia. I really look forward to hearing from Dr. Pickney and her perspective. And this is an interesting one because we're talking about AI from a regulatory perspective. Like, how is AI being used in that arena as far as new ways in which laws are interpreted from one district to the other? And when we're talking cannabis, that's a highly litigious environment. So it will be interesting to hear that perspective. Faye Coleman is co-founder and CEO of Pure Genesis. Pure Genesis is a certified minority women business enterprise with more than 250 years of experience from corporate to cannabis. Before transitioning into cannabis, Faye Coleman spent over 20 years in engineering and operations for companies such as Campbell's, Target, and CVS. Pure Genesis has 5 business streams where they are cannabis license owners, multi-state and international hemp cultivators, hemp curriculum developers for HBCUs, and launching a line of cold beverages called Genesis. Pure Genesis' strategy is to dispense high-quality, efficacious cannabis products in all forms. The priority of Pure Genesis is to be a community first, offering jobs through reentry programs, providing transferable and leadership skills training, offering more than a living wage, scholarships and internships, and 1% profit sharing for underserved communities. Currently, she is on the board of the New Jersey Cannabis Business Association, African American Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey, and the Cannabis World Congress Business Expo and the National Hemp Association. They both bring a wealth of knowledge and insight and perspective to the discussion. And so please tune in to the July 25th Micro Summit. Put it out on your channels. Get the word out. If you are a business owner, take a look at our sponsorships. We certainly look forward to those sponsorships and opportunity to support your business in future episodes as well. So on that note, thank you so much. And this is the Retro 21 Studios podcast. Take care.